That's right. Welcome to the Saturday because it's time for Ringside Rumors. The top rumors for you, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry if you can hear the rain, by the way. But without further ado, we're just gonna jump straight into it. Our first top rumor: Wrestling Observer Live's Brian Alvarez said CM Punk's controversial interview with ESPN will be released today. Alvarez added that Punk's interview was, quote, the talk of the locker room at this week's AEW Dynamite taping. Alvarez also said, quote, if you think that perhaps all the strife and divisiveness in the locker room has been cleared up after that interview, well, it's not. Okay, I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I have no idea what entails in that interview. I have no idea. Based on what I've been hearing, it sounds like he is going to be saying some things about the Young Bucks and Hangman, and I don't know, I guess he's going to be he's going to be spilling the tea, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know what's going to be in there. I went on Twitter yesterday, and I may have potentially, what's the word I'm looking for? I may have potentially shot myself in the foot by preemptively saying something along the lines of like, it's probably not going to be that bad, you know. I can't remember fully what I said. All I remember saying was he is known for being someone who is very honest, and I mean, I think we can all agree on that. He's not really somebody who minces words, you know. He can get a little bit, I don't want to say emotional, but he can let his emotions get the best of him in the worst of times. And I think that honestly, in regards to this interview, to sum it all up, I'm probably going to get in trouble for this, but I don't think that the interview is like real. I don't think he's like, I think it's like a work, shoot, bang, work, shoot, you know? I think that what he's doing is he is trying to plant the seeds, you know what I mean, for a storyline down the line in the near future. If it does come out, now I did say this, if it does come, I said unless it comes out that CM Punk just starts just absolutely tearing into every single man, woman, and child who is associated with AEW, you know, and he's like, unless he starts talking about how AEW fans smell like, you know, moldy cardboard, you know, I don't think that we should really be saying anything. Unless he just like goes on there and just absolutely just scorched earth every single thing, you know, that has touched AEW. I don't think that we have anything to worry about. But that's just me. Okay, we I don't know what's going on with the interview yet. It could be out like right now. So unless he says just the most deplorable things in the human race, right, about AEW, then I don't think there's nothing to worry about. Our next top rumor: Carlito apparently called independent wrestling promoter Devin Nicholson and canceled his booking for a July 15th show because he claims to have signed with WWE. Fightful was told that Carlito pulled himself out of, quote, multiple upcoming indie dates, not just this one. This is about the equivalent of winning the lottery and quitting your job. I don't want to say that, you know, Carlito is going to WWE and then nothing is going to happen. But there's just something about this. There's the thing about, this happened yesterday. Carlito re-signs with WWE, right? And why do I not believe this? I don't know what's going on. I don't know why my brain is like, well, hold on a second. Let's just wait until we see. I think he has actually re-signed. And I think you don't cancel all of your indie dates if you haven't re-signed with a company. That's my, that was the first thing that popped into my head. Well, he wouldn't do all of this if WWE was still negotiating a contract with him, you know what I mean? Like, he wouldn't completely sever everything if WWE wasn't like, all right, come on over here, you know, we don't have anything for you yet. I highly doubt if you can't think of anything for Drew McIntyre, I don't think that you can immediately think of something on the spot for Carlito. Like, if it's taking you this long to come up with something for Drew McIntyre, you know, to sink his teeth into, I highly doubt Carlito has anything on the back burner, you know? So I don't think that, you know, anything is gonna happen anytime soon, unless he shows up on SmackDown tonight, you know? If he shows up on SmackDown, then I'll eat my hat, you know? But to be fair, at the end of the day, even if he does show up on SmackDown, what exactly does that mean, you know? It's like when Miro and Thunder Rosa showed up and they were going to be there for Collision. To be fair, though, Miro is going to be in action. They haven't said anything about Thunder Rosa, you know, but it's still the equivalent of showing them and then being like, hey, they're here. It's like, okay, but what are they going to be doing? And then They're here though, aren't they? You know, so I don't know. I don't know what to think. So I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see how this plays out in the near future. Our final top rumor, according to BWE, Io Sky is, quote, a top contender to win the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. But some other ideas are, quote, on the table and could begin on tonight's SmackDown. So that immediately tells me that it doesn't sound like Io Sky is going to win, because if you've got other storylines in place, then obviously if they don't win, that just means that the other storylines that you had on the table could potentially start happening. I don't know. I honestly have no idea. I can't see to the future, right? I don't got the sixth sense, you know. So she could win. And I was saying this yesterday, which is why I wanted to talk about this, that if she does win, then that clearly means that all of that faff that he was talking about obviously isn't just a bunch of hooey, you know? It sounds like there may be something in place for her. Maybe. I don't particularly know what that means for the Money in the Bank match, and I don't necessarily know what it means for Io Sky's odds on winning that. So to be fair though, it could just mean both. It could mean that she's winning, and it could mean that there's a storyline set in place for her for when she wins. So I guess we're just gonna have to see what that means, I guess, you know? Like, does that mean both, or does it mean one or the other? So I guess we just gotta wait and see. Moving over to our minor rumors, our first minor rumor, even though Roman Reigns was presented with a new WWE Universal Championship belt 2 weeks ago, sources told Sports Illustrated that WWE is still considering the idea of having Paul Heyman carry around Roman's previous 2 belts. Why? Why is Paul Heyman going to be carrying around Roman's previous 2 belts? Why? That doesn't make any sense to me. That makes no sense. That is like me going down to like Payless shoes and buying new shoes. And then I've got like my old pair strapped to me on a string. That doesn't make any sense. That makes no sense. Why would you be continuously carrying around your old belts? That doesn't make any sense. The only thing that I can draw from that is, oh, look how imposing this is. He's got 3 belts. 2 of them are redundant. I know 2 of them don't work. You're not fooling me, okay? Don't sit here and make it seem like because he's got 3 belts, he's some sort of unkillable god or something, okay? I know that there's no water in that squirt gun. I know there isn't. I can see it from here. You're not fooling me, all right? I know that there's no batteries in it. Look, I can feel it. It's really light. There's no weight to it because there's no batteries in it. I don't know what's going on. What are you doing here? What are you doing here? I'm not going to challenge you. Wait, challenge for that belt that means absolutely nothing because you got that one? It doesn't make... It makes no sense. It's only so that Roman looks crazy. Oh, he's got 3 titles. I know 2 of them don't work. I don't know what this is for. I have no idea what this is for. Our final minor rumor, as far as the men's Money in the Bank ladder match is concerned, WWE claims that LA Knight and Damian Priest are the 2 favorites to win it, but the decision likely won't be made until the day of the show. Everybody and their grandmother assumes that LA Knight is going to win. I don't know, man. I want, like, Pete Dunne or Ricochet to win, man. I like zig when you think they're going to zag, man. Give it to Santos Escobar, you know? Like, yeah, of course we think LA Knight's going to win, but what would happen if Santos won? What would happen if Ricochet won? What would happen if Pete Dunne won? That'd be great. Wouldn't that be great? I want all of them to win, to be totally honest with you. And I know. Listen, at the end of the day, of course I want LA Knight to win. I love LA Knight. I think he's great. Okay. He's one of the top. I mean, they're all great. I don't mean to like sound like, oh, you're all winners. No, like they really are all great. I love all of them. I love all of their in-ring abilities. Like they're great on the mic. Not all of them, but like, you know, sorry, Ricochet. I hate when it's like, oh, of course he's gonna win. It's like there's no intrigue. There's no intrigue in the match because everybody's just gonna be like, oh, you know, it's fine. LA Knight's gonna win. I'm gonna go Pete. Like, come on, you know. That's why I want somebody else to win, just so everybody can be like, oh, wait a minute, you know, I wasn't paying attention. That's what you get. That's what you get for not paying attention. They did something completely different, and now you have no idea what to think. Now you don't know what to do. I know, obviously, it's probably not a good idea to go against the grain just in spite, you know, of people, but like, you know, sometimes you just gotta do that, you know. Sometimes you just gotta end the streak at WrestleMania 30, you know. I'm fine with either one, but it's more than likely gonna be LA Knight, isn't it? You know, so it's not really that big of a deal. We talk about CM Punk's controversial interview is going to be released today, and the strife and divisiveness in the locker room may not be cleared up. Look, I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. I really don't. I should not say that. I shouldn't say that. It's going to be the worst interview in the history of interviews, and everybody is just going to burn CM Punk at the stake, and I'm going to get singled out. They're going to find me, of course, they're going to find me, and they're going to be like, oh, you said, is this you? They're going to do that. They're going to ratio me, and I'm going to get absolutely skinned alive. It's going to be the worst thing in the world. Man, I don't want that to happen, but you know what? Man, I don't think it's going to be that bad. It's not going to be that bad. Like, let's step back. Let's look at this from a macro scale. It's not going to be that bad. He's obviously going to talk about the Bucks and all that sort of stuff. I don't think it's going to be that bad. It's more likely going to be bad, but not that bad. Reigns, I don't know why he's getting the 3 titles. I don't know why. That's stupid, and it doesn't make any goddamn sense. It makes no sense. It doesn't make any sense. Carlito is signing with WWE. Well, he has signed. He has signed with WWE. There we go. He's here, and he's going to start spitting apples in the faces of people who don't want to be cool. I don't know where we're going to see him. Hopefully, when we do see him, there's going to be a storyline in place, and it's not just going to be Carlito, just kind of just standing around, because, man, he sure would feel like a son of a bitch if he canceled all those dates for no reason, So hopefully something happens. Io Sky's a top contender, but they have something in place for her that could potentially start on tonight's SmackDown. That tells me that she's not winning the Money in the Bank. That is just the first thing that comes into my mind. She's not winning the Money in the Bank, and they've got a storyline in place for her because she's obviously not winning. But to be fair, I could be wrong, and both of those things could coincide with one another. So that's what I'm leaning on right now. LA Knight and Damian Priest are the 2 favorites to win. Just because they're the 2 favorites doesn't mean that they're going to win. I would love it if Ricochet or Santos or Shinsuke's in it, right? If I remember correctly. I would love it if Shinsuke won. That'd be great. Ugh, man. Man. But listen, I love LA Knight. I love Damian Priest. Okay, out of all of them, I mean, the most logical choice would be to have LA Knight win because everybody is high on LA Knight right now. So it obviously makes sense to do that. So, I mean, listen, never say never. They could zig when you think they're going to zag. I'm just saying, it's a 100% possibility. So, we're just going to have to see when Money in the Bank rolls around. Folks, that's going to do it for this episode. Hopefully everybody has a wonderful tonight and a wonderful tomorrow. As always, big hugs. Big hugs all around.